Listen, it is a great pleasure to introduce Leslie and her son Jacob to the call here tonight. They are in Colorado. And what an amazing, amazing story. So, Leslie, I'm going to hand the call over to you. Tell us a little bit about what happened to Jacob and some of the early days, and then what happened when you discovered ASEA. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. So, just in case some people who have known Jacob to be Bryce changed his name several years ago because he doesn't feel like he's Bryce anymore. So he is now Jacob, and that's been very strange for me to get used to, but I'm finally used to it. And his accident was a motorcycle accident in 2008. He had a traumatic brain injury, was in the hospital for 5 months. Came home. Oh yeah, he's showing you his scar.
We're seeing the scar there, yeah.
So he came home in time for Christmas, and it was interesting because when he was discharged from Craig Hospital, they said that there was really no hope for him. And
and this was a hospital that specialized in traumatic injuries.
Yes.
So he was in there for 6 months. The end of 6 months, they're saying no, and they were telling you, looking at nursing homes and things like that.
Mm-hmm. They give me a list of nursing homes to check out, which I didn't. And they said, on your way home, if you want to have him for Christmas, but we can tell you're not going to be able to take care of him long term because he still had a feeding tube. He had just gotten his respirator out and he couldn't make any noise. And he was he was in a wheelchair. So for 2 years we pretty much just had him sleeping in a recliner. Everything hurt his head so bad that he just didn't want to do anything. And when I had the catheter finally removed and I could get him to the bathroom, that was huge. I mean, that was such a great day for all of us, but he was in pain. I mean, it was hard to make him go to the bathroom because he was in pain.
So we didn't actually say what actually happened. So Jacob was in a motorcycle accident. Maybe we did say that and I missed it. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
But we started with the scar, but it's like, well, how did it get there? So he was in a really bad motorcycle accident and obviously had a lot of head and brain trauma.
Yeah.
And so the first 2 years after bringing him from the hospital, you were telling me, couldn't walk, no speech, teeth implants would not take, and this constant, really bad headaches and things like that. And it was interesting.
That prevented him from being able to do any type of therapies, pretty much.
Yeah.
So he was pretty much just in the recliner and in the bathroom and in the recliner.
Yeah. And you tried a lot of other things. I mean, you were telling me homeopathics and...
Oh, yeah. We did acupuncture, acupressure. We did Reiki. We did all the body work, magnets. I mean, you name it, we did it.
Yeah. But no real benefit, no real change.
Not really. Yeah.
So then what happened? What happened then?
So then
enter ASEA.
Yes. Peg Coates was at our house and said, you have got to try this. And she had just found out about it and was super excited. And I mean, how could I say no? So within at first the taste was really horrible for him.
Boom.
Oh, and when he
that means your body needs it, Jacob. That means your body needs it.
So he drank it regularly. And within 4 months, he was wanting to try to walk and had endurance and the desire. I mean, the desire wasn't there before, but he also was in less discomfort.
Yeah.
So he was doing a lot better in that way. And he started progressing in leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
I mean, within 6 months of drinking this, he was out of the wheelchair.
Singing.
Yeah. So he still can't read and he has a hard time getting his words to come out. He understands.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
He understands us, but it's very hard for him to get the words to come out still.
So so you're the experts, like physical therapists and things like that, are kind of sitting back going,
Oh
"Holy
yeah.
smoke!"
They're like, what have you been doing? And of course we tell them and they're like, oh, placebo effect. It's like,
Well, we need to bottle a placebo effect then.
yeah, as long as it's working, I don't care what you call it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the dentist was able, we had 2 failed attempts at implants. And after we actually went in to get fitted for dentures. They were going to pull a couple teeth and do dentures. And he said, you know what? I'm seeing some bone growth. And so they were able to take some bone and put it where they needed to do the implants. And then in 6 months, he had implants that stayed.
Look at those teeth, huh? I love it. So beforehand, there wasn't enough bone there to actually, to create a foundation for the implant.
For some reason, his body rejected the implant.
Yeah.
So then when you take it out, then that bone is compromised.
Yeah.
And so it has to rebuild. So they tried it the second time and they said, we can't do it 3 times. We just can't. And then they did.
Yeah.
So that was very exciting.
Do you know what this reminds me of? I often say, when the impossible becomes possible, in our science, they said it was impossible to stabilize these molecules outside the human body.
Yeah.
But when the impossible becomes possible, what happens in people's lives, the so-called impossible becomes possible. Oh, he'll not walk. He'll not speak. You can't, the implants won't happen. He won't sing. Now look what's going on.
So he wanted me to share his testimonial with you. It's usually that he will turn off the lights and it'll be dark. And he says, no, ASEA. Yeah. And then he flips the light switch on and goes, ASEA. And that's his testimonial. Yeah. It flipped on his brain cells. He was able to get off all of his medications.
So I heard this story that Jacob, you will only have a pocket. You have to have a shirt with a pocket in it.
Oh yeah.
And the ASEA has to go in the pocket. So what's that all about?
He uses that all day long. Yeah. I mean, anything happens. If he gets a hiccup or he sneezes, it hurts his head really bad. And so he'll spray it on right away or spray it in his mouth. And it really does help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing was the Renew 28. He had a scar that was keloiding outward, but inward too. So he couldn't swallow. When he started doing the Renew 28, he literally doesn't have a scar. I don't know if you can see that, but there's just no scar there.
You can't see a thing, no?
Yeah. And it was bad, but it was also on the inside.
Yeah.
And that's gone too. Yeah.
Wow. So just rubbing on the outside, inside.
Yeah. And I think drinking it, definitely drinking it helped too.
Yeah. Absolutely incredible. Incredible story. You look the picture of health, Jacob. And I've known you for quite a while. We've had some pictures taken over the years. And, I've always admired your incredible attitude. You have just the most incredible attitude that we could all learn from. So I just totally respect you. I look up to you. I think you're amazing. What you've been able to accomplish. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
And Leslie, obviously drinking ASEA for you has given you the stamina, the energy, the vitality.
Yeah, it lets me keep up with him. Yeah.
I love it. Hey guys, I just really, really appreciate you both coming on here and sharing this incredible story where the doctors had given up and saying, I can't imagine this guy in a nursing home. I cannot picture Jacob in a nursing home,
Well, he could still be laying in a bed with nothing, with no help.
Absolutely incredible.
He had help.
No, absolutely incredible.
He used to ring a bell to get my attention when he needed something.
Yeah. So, well, listen, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, Jacob, for being here. We really appreciate you. We admire you. And you too, Leslie.
Thank you.
Incredible strength. So thank you, guys. Very much appreciated.